Yes, I grew a Dean Ambrose / suspension beard. Get over it. Howdy BNB Universe, my name is Rick Robinson. I'm the man of 1,000 puns. And welcome back to Caution Tape. Here on this beautiful October morning. Time to talk about some wrestling, folks. First off, we have the Bollywood Bros taking on the Authors of Pain. And it was a match and it happened, and I don't know if Bollywood films are supposed to be silent, but the crowd certainly was. Also, weird note. Corey Graves, bringing up gorillas in this time and place, it's probably not the best thing to do. I assume you're talking about Harambe. You just call them the authors of Harambe, which is just what they are to me now, so... Fists out for Harambe! Just a bad idea. Just a bad idea. One of the only times I think you've ever really screwed something up. But that's okay, because the rest of everything else that you've ever done on the mic is awesome. So keep up the good work. Moving on, Dan Matha, who looks way too much like Tom Hardy in a diaper, is finally debuting here on NXT. And he's going to, probably beat somebody else up because he's 6'8", and he is swole and terrifying and amazingly scary. Wait, what? Is that? Yeah, no? Oh, it is. Did you guys hear that? Yeah, that was the sound of Samoa Joe kicking his ass, because that's just what Samoa Joe does now. He's just gonna destroy everybody else who comes in and debuts and whatnot. I think just really weird, because he could just screw up every match, but he doesn't. Whatever. William Regal just needs to get his hands down on this thing, apparently, because this is going to be crazy. Probably going to be as crazy as Sanity trying to debut next week. Which, does that mean Samoa Joe's also going to interfere with their match? Or is... like what? Probably not, because it's in the Dusty tag, but you never know. Anywho, moving on. Everyone's favorite cruiserweight, Rich Swann, goes and takes on Patrick Clark, who looks and acts like the... if you guys have ever seen The Warriors, it's an old movie, I understand that you probably haven't. Anywho, the original leader of the Warriors gang is this pretty tall dude who can do some kung fu stuff, who is also kind of badass, and then he dies. Sort of just like how Patrick Clark died in the ring. He didn't actually die, but close enough. He got his ass kicked. Although he did have a really, really wicked spine buster, and I'm excited to see what they do with this guy, because he is tall and really athletic. And I hope that we can get a character out of him, and that they can build him up as, a force to be reckoned with down the line in the next 5 to 10 years. Because I want that. This guy looks like a pro wrestler. Not only did Rich Swann win, he also won a tag team partner, now joining Jose in the Dusty Classic. So we get them as well. It's going to be the world's danciest tag team, I guess, which I'm okay with, because it'll probably be really good. Peyton Royce and Billy Kay backstage decide that they want to live up to every Australian stereotype and be terrible people and make fun of Liv Morgan. There's a really good line from Peyton. It's like, oh, I don't know if, that's a really bad accent. There's a really great line from Peyton Royce where like, I don't know if we should call her, Liv anymore because she barely survived that. Yeah, that was... yeah, give me a second. Just, this is all. Shh. Anywho, these two wonderfully awful, trash Australian people, apparently, just decide to hang out together. Because that's what bad people do, is they find other bad people. So yeah, Peyton Royce, Billy Kay, teaming up. We at least get one match out of it, and it's against someone named Danielle Marcella, who is from Scottsdale, Arizona, which is also where the Bellas are from. And she also has gear that's red and black, and it kind of looks like the Bellas. I mean, I'm not going to say that there's anything tied into it, and I'm probably reading too much into this, but 2016 is the year of conspiracies, as we have found out in a whole big old mess. So I'm just going to say that she's related, even though they don't share any legitimate background whatsoever. Like, there's nothing there, but it's conspiracy time, so there you have it. Yay! Stuff like this is the reason none of you watch me, but it's okay. And finally, in our main event, Cien, I'm not going to say the rest of his name, teams up with Cedric Alexander and take on the Revival. So you don't get a whole lot of, full-length, really cool matches in NXT, because A, it's developmental, and B, since they tape it and they want to try and save bigger stuff for the takeovers, they do. But every once in a while, you get a gem like this. And this match, if you haven't watched it already, go back and do so, because it's fan-freaking-tastic. CN, who I think is cool, but I'm not necessarily connecting with entirely, has some great moments in this match, because it's just him and Alexander just like having super fun, trying to take on these two douchebags, and they do a really good job of it. You know how he does that? See, they like sits in the rope spot. Yeah, well, he does that after they've beaten the Revival out, and the Revival just like all derping around outside the ring, and he sets himself up in front of. So if Revival, ring, he's just sitting right there, which means they can't see anything, which means they can't see Secretary Alexander pop back off the rings and go and dive on the outside. And it's a super cool spot because it has a lot of moving parts and it gets everybody involved, and that was really, really cool. Yeah, that was amazing. Although not as crazy awesome necessarily as all the healing that the Revival do, they find new ways every single time to screw people over in one way or another, and I'm really impressed by it. I hate them, and I can't wait till somebody beats them for the tag championship, but I appreciate good bad guys. Oh, and after the Revival win, because of course they win, guess what happens? CN finally is done with this I'm gonna try and be a decent person stuff, and just beats the living crap out of Alexander. Turns him into an Alexander Slamilton. Follow Alexander Slamilton on Twitter at that bowtie, shameless plug. And it's just really tears into him, just goes full Rudo, and I am behind that because he just looks, from the way that he crops his beard to just the way that his style sometimes plays out, I'm okay with him being a bad guy, and I'm okay with wanting to hate him. I think he's going to work better as a villain than a good guy. So we'll see where this goes. B&B Universe, that's all the time I have for you. My name is Rick Robinson. I am the man of 1,000 puns. You can follow me on Twitter. You can follow the B&B Universe thread there on Twitter as well, at B&B Universe. It's a wonderful place where we have a lot of great things going on between Raw Motion and Smacktivism and our pay-per-view specials. Enjoy it. Have fun. Y'all have a good day. I'm going to chill here with Darren Young, posing like the great man he is. And we're going to head out here in 1, 2. I guess we should probably start with what opens the show, which is going to be... that was bad. Edit that burp out, Pete.